All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the surprising truth about eggs, your blood sugar, and your long-term health. Look, if you're navigating diabetes or really just trying to optimize your glucose levels, you already know breakfast can be, well, incredibly confusing. The information out there is totally contradictory. It leaves so many of us wondering what on earth is actually safe to put on our plates. So we're going to clear up all that confusion right now using some solid facts and clear visuals. Let's kick things off with a question you've probably grappled with. Have you ever been told that eggs are just plain bad for diabetes? Or, maybe you've heard the exact opposite, that they're this ultimate superfood you need to eat every single day. Well, the truth is actually a lot more nuanced. Because here's the thing. Eating eggs the wrong way can absolutely hurt your glucose management, your weight, and your heart health. But eating them the right way, that can actually stabilize your blood sugar and keep you full for hours. Here is exactly how we're going to unpack this paradox and give you a practical plan for your next breakfast. We'll be looking at 1. The great egg debate, 2. The science of blood sugar, 3. A tale of two breakfasts, 4. Cooking methods and mistakes, 5. Beyond glucose, heart health, and finally, number 6, your daily action plan. All right, section 1, the great egg debate, misunderstood nutrition. Let's jump right in and see why the humble egg has been so terribly misunderstood for so long. Moving right along to section 2, the science of blood sugar, why eggs work differently. To really grasp why eggs can be so highly beneficial, we need to look under the hood at how your body actually processes different breakfast foods. And the crucial number to understand here is 0. That's right, 0. Eggs contain virtually 0 carbohydrates. This is huge, guys. It means they naturally avoid causing those rapid, dangerous blood sugar spikes we associate with so many other morning staples. They're packed with protein, vitamins, and crucial nutrients, but they completely lack the sugars that send your glucose levels on a wild roller coaster ride. For anyone managing diabetes, that is a massive foundational advantage. Now, what's really fascinating is the stark contrast here. Just look at the definition of refined carbohydrates. Think about your sugary cereals, morning pastries, or thick slice of white bread. These are foods that hit your system incredibly fast, causing your blood sugar to just shoot right up. But when you contrast eggs with those refined carbs, you get a completely different metabolic reaction. The high protein in eggs doesn't just prevent a spike, it actually slows down your digestion. And that slower digestion is the magic trick that keeps you feeling satisfied and full for much longer, essentially stopping those mid-morning cravings in their tracks. Okay, section 3, a tale of two breakfasts, the plot twist. Because here is the real kicker. The egg itself isn't the problem. It's the company it keeps on your plate. Let's explore two very different breakfasts. This comparison brilliantly illustrates the concept of contextual nutrition. Let's look at these options. Breakfast 1 features scrambled eggs, sure, but it's completely surrounded by white toast, jam, and a sugary coffee drink. Now look at breakfast 2. It also features eggs, but this time they're paired with vegetables, avocado, and a small serving of whole grain toast. While both meals feature eggs, their impact on your blood sugar is going to be wildly different. The fiber-rich additions in the second breakfast actively support steadier blood sugar levels all day. Meanwhile, the poor eggs in breakfast 1 are basically hijacked by that massive sugar spike coming from the jam and the coffee. So the golden rule here, focus on the whole meal, not just the eggs. I know people always ask, well, how many eggs can I actually eat? Listen, for most healthy adults living with diabetes, moderate egg consumption is perfectly fine, as long as it fits into a balanced diet. The real key is ensuring those eggs are balanced out with healthy fats, lean proteins, and plenty of fiber. Honestly, the foods surrounding your eggs dictate the health impact of your meal way more than the egg itself. Up next, section 4. Cooking methods and mistakes, how you prepare them. Because hyper-focusing on avoiding carbs often makes us totally forget about how we're actually cooking our food. When we look at cooking methods, we can see exactly where a perfectly healthy egg can turn into a bit of a dietary nightmare. On the right, we've got the methods you really want to limit: deep frying or drowning them in butter. Doing this just tacks on massive amounts of excess calories, unnecessary sodium, and unhealthy fats. But over on the left, we've got the absolute best methods: boiling, poaching, or maybe a really light scramble with minimal oil. Choosing these techniques preserves the egg's natural nutritional integrity without sabotaging your heart or your waistline. And that brings us to one of the single most common breakfast mistakes: pairing eggs with processed meats every single day. I'm talking about bacon, sausage, or deli meats. Look, They taste amazing, I get it, but they are absolutely loaded with saturated fat and massive amounts of sodium. The good news, though, you literally do not have to give up flavor. By simply swapping those high-sodium meats for delicious vegetables like spinach, mushrooms, onions, or peppers, you're adding vital nutrients and fiber. It completely upgrades the meal, keeps the fantastic taste, and totally ditches the cardiovascular risks. Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, Beyond Glucose, Heart Health. While it's easy to obsess over daily blood sugar readings, folks navigating diabetes absolutely must prioritize long-term cardiovascular health too. Because diabetes inherently increases the risk of heart-related issues, we really have to look at your overall eating pattern. Check out the power of these heart-healthy pairings on the screen: vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. By teaming your eggs up with these nutrient-dense, plant-based foods, you aren't just controlling today's glucose spike. You are actively supporting your heart health for years to come. It shifts your whole goal from just short-term sugar management right over to long-term vitality.
All right, let's bring it all together. Section 6, your daily action plan, smart choices. What can you actually do starting tomorrow morning to get the benefits of eggs without the drawbacks? Let's break it down.
Here is your daily egg action plan, mapped out and ready to go. First up, try to boil or poach those eggs to keep added fats low. Second, purposefully pair them with vegetables to boost your fiber. Third, actively limit heavily processed breakfast meats. Fourth, definitely keep an eye on your portion sizes. Fifth, always focus on the overall quality of your entire meal. And lastly, keep monitoring your blood sugar so you can learn exactly how your unique body responds. Implementing these simple, consistent changes proves that diabetes management isn't about restrictive, miserable perfection. Actually, scratch that, it's really just about making smart, thoughtful combinations over time. Now, as always, please remember to consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, exercise routine, or medications. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes, to empower you with the facts. But individual needs vary greatly depending on your overall health, cholesterol levels, and any medications you might be taking. So definitely check with your doctor to see how these nutritional strategies and egg combinations best fit your unique personal medical needs. So, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Knowing what you know now about contextual nutrition and the sheer power of food pairings, how are you going to prepare your eggs tomorrow morning? Are you going to toss in a handful of spinach? Maybe swap out that white toast for a slice of whole grain? We'd absolutely love to hear about your experiences and your new breakfast plans in the comments down below. So join the conversation, and if you found this deep dive valuable, don't forget to subscribe for more structured, health-focused explainers. Stay healthy, stay informed, and keep making those smart choices.